what's going on, fight fans? Hey, this is Coach D, the wild man. You know what I do? I bring you the most exciting stories and exciting interviews. Today, we're doing something different. This is the first episode of Growing the Sport. Growing the Sport is when we showcase new talent in the arts of mixed martial arts, whether it be jiu-jitsu, MMA, kickboxing, boxing, you name it. We're going to feature upcoming stars in the combat arts. Today I have Edward Allen. He is the son of Michael Allen, and he's gonna let us know exactly who he is, how he got in the sport, and where he wants to go in the future. So Edward, what's going on, man?
Not much, man, not much.
All right, this is all about you. All right, so tell the fans who you are, what's your fight name, and how you got started in mixed martial arts.
I'm Edward Allen. I'm 22 years old. I grew up in North Carolina, up in the mountains, up in Asheville. When I was about 6 years old, my dad was running a wrestling club, Strong Courageous, up in the mountains. You know, shout out to them. Definitely helped build me into who I am today. I started when I was 6. You know, I got dropped on my head by this little midget named Mitchell Langford. He's same age as me. He's still a midget. I think he wrestled the same weight in high school that he did back in preschool, basically. But he's a monster. He dropped me on my head. I busted out crying. I quit. You know, I didn't want to do it anymore. And got into middle school. I became the manager on the wrestling team. And I was getting bullied a lot, you know, getting stuffed in lockers, literally. You know, a lot of people say they get stuffed in lockers, but no, I literally did. And I was like, you know what, I don't want this to happen no more. So I talked to my dad. He said, come try jiu-jitsu, and that's what I did. And I loved it from the very first day. I think the local Naga tournaments helped out with that. You know, they give out those samurai swords, and I really wanted one.
Okay, so your dad was doing jiu-jitsu way back at the same time he was wrestling, or did he just transition from wrestling to jiu-jitsu and then you just caught on at that point?
So he was running a school called, I think, was it called Rogue Combat Club? No, it was called Team Husky back then. Him and Johnny Husky, they ran this gym out of a WNC barbell.
Yeah.
And it's just this little hole in the wall, and they ran that. My dad was one of the fighters at the time. Johnny Husky was the head coach, and my dad got his hand crushed, actually, in a paper mill accident. And he stopped fighting and dedicated his life to coaching and became the head Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach there.
Okay. Yeah. So now, after the bullying took place and all that kind of good stuff, you made up your mind that you wanted to start Jiu-Jitsu. Did you immediately fall in love with it, or did it took some time for you to kind of, you know, find your way?
I'm extremely competitive by nature. I'm sure you know that. You have to be in this in this sport. You know, it's a way of life for me to win. And so what that means for me is when I succeed at something, that's all I want to do, you know. So I come into the gym, and sometimes all it takes is a coach saying to me, wow, that's a really good job. You know, for instance, when I was little, I would shrimp, and I would do my shrimps really explosively. You know, my butt would fly way up in the air. And my dad would tell me, you're doing that wrong. No, keep it low. Johnny Husky told my dad, shut up, you idiot. He's shrimping better than you can. And from that moment on, I was like, oh, I'm better than my dad at something? I got to stick with this, you know, because you always want to be better than your dad a little bit.
Okay, so you started doing the Naga tournaments. How many tournaments have you done that you can remember?
Oh, man. All I know is it's cost my dad thousands of dollars. God bless him.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably been over 100.
Okay, so you've been in jiu-jitsu for how long?
11 years.
Okay, so you're seasoned. So yes. What is your current belt?
Black
okay.
belt.
All right, there you go, fight fans. He's a black belt at what age?
22.
All right, black belt at 22. So that means he's earned the right to call the shots. So that's good to go. So where did you decide to transition and go, you know what, Dad, I think I want to get into mixed martial arts? Was that your decision, or was it your dad's decision?
It was my decision, and it's really weird. I've never wanted to do mixed martial arts. In fact, I had this analogy that I like to use. I used to say that it's like being a NASCAR driver that gets paid to wreck their car every day of the week. I think that's a fair analysis, right? I couldn't see why anyone would want to do that. But then I took a list of, I took stock, if you will, of everything that I was skilled at. And I was like, well, I'm a good wrestler. I'm great at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm not going to be working at H&R Block.
Okay, yeah.
So, I went to one of my dad's fighters, Crowder. We call him Pitt.
Yeah.
Went to his fight, and Dad let me be in his corner for that fight. So I got to stand backstage and watch all this. And one of the guys that I used to wrestle with in high school was fighting on that card. And I was like, all right, well, he's doing it. And I was like, I can do it. I can do it, you know? And I don't know why. The thought never left my mind. I went home, tried to sleep it off. No. I was like, damn, now I got to do it. And so I came back probably about a month later after I got my black belt and told Dad I wanted to start training for MMA.
Okay. Like I said, I'm like your dad. We come from old school thinking. Like, you know, you heard Mike Tyson say, you know, everybody got a game plan until they get punched in the face. So
that's the truth.
So when you started going through all the aspects, of course you had a wrestling background, of course you have jiu-jitsu background, but now you gotta pick up boxing, you gotta pick up, you know, kickboxing. You know, how do you take to those as well? Because now you're getting punched in the face. I would consider you a pretty boy, but now you gotta, you know, you gotta put that work in. So how do you feel about all that part of it?
Funny enough, I always hated the pretty boy fighters. You know, you know the pretty boy wrestler in high school. You know, he's got the blonde hair, and you just want to do bad things to him, right? But then somebody told me, hey, you're actually kind of handsome, and I was like, well, dang. And so yeah, but yeah, as far as getting punched in the face, I don't like it. You know, and that's why I'm in here every day of the week. You know, Dad gives me days off. I argue with him about it because I want to be in here. You know. I don't like getting hit in the face, so I do everything I can to make sure that I don't get hit in the face. And, you know, just stay safe. That's first, you know.
So now that you hit the mat, because like I said, you got accolades. You know, you're just not like you're not a 22-year-old, you know, snotty-old kid trying to find your way. You're actually a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So when you step on the mat, does your daddy give you your space, or is he still dad?
That's a very good question, actually. And sometimes I think I know more than him, and I quickly find out that I don't, you know? So I trust him more than anyone else in the world. I trust him more than myself. If he tells me to do something, then I do it. That being said, now that I'm a black belt, he does give me some space. He knows what I'm good at. He knows the positions that I like to work. And so he gives me a little bit of wiggle room. If he sees me doing something that he doesn't think is right, well, he waits to see the result, and then we talk about it. Okay.
So let's talk about Dad as a coach. Okay, how it is having your dad as a coach overall, just in general. Like I said, because now he can't be your dad. He has to be your coach. And me as a coach as well, and I have kids. It's a switch you got to cut on to go. I can't worry about his safety. I got to worry about what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you two navigate when it comes to that?
We haven't ran into any problems so far. Okay. You know, I thought it would be a major issue, but you know, my striking coach, Big Phil, he's in here, and he's very. He's a lot more patient with me than he's been with other fighters in the past. You know, I've seen him send the women and children out of the room in the gym so that he can cuss fighters and throw trash cans and stuff. But with me, he's very patient. He's calm. And my dad sometimes steps in to be the, the antithesis to that.
Yeah.
You know, he steps in to push me, to tell me when I'm messing up, to tell me that I need to step my game up. And, you know, that's what I need. I don't like this about myself, but I thrive on attention. When people are giving me their effort, when they give me their effort, I feel like I have to reciprocate that as best as I can. And so when Dad and Phil are spending all their time, you know, they're waking up early. Sometimes Phil gets off work at 5 a.m. and he's in here at 12. Sometimes my dad doesn't sleep and he comes in to help coach me. You know, I love that. And no problem so far. Okay,
well, I'm telling you right now, you about to get all the attention. Because right now, we're about to hit this fight game for real. You got your first fight coming up, you know, July 18th at the NFC. NFC is one of the big stomping grounds in the Southeast. They put on great fights, but they also have a rowdy crowd. They know how to throw a party. And now, you know, the attention was already on you once I started reaching out there and said, hey, what you know about, Cornbread's son getting ready to fight, before I can remember your name, I said, Eddie Wonderbread, what you think? He's going, man, it's going to be a killer. I said, I ain't never seen him strike. Can he strike? So now we having the real conversation. You know what I'm saying? The love is always there, but this is the fight game. This is eat what you kill. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, is he ready? They're like, yo, it's going to be a good one. So a lot of people are giving you your props. They're saying you've been there, done that. You've been tested. You know how to weather some storms. So tell us how you feel about this fight coming up.
I feel good. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. I wrestled for about 1.5 years in college, and I don't think I was anywhere near where I am physically now. And I think that just comes from a lack of maturity that I had in college that I've found now. A lack of drive in college that I've found now. I know what I want. I know what I want to be. I know what I want to do. I know what I want for me, for my girlfriend, Nicole. I know what I want my little brother to see. These are big impacts in my life. Things that I think about every day when I'm hurting, when I'm running, when I'm doing whatever I'm doing in here. And I feel good. I feel really good. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, let's talk legacy. You know what I'm saying? Me and Cornbread, we got funny history because I met him at Fight Lab.
You're not the only one.
But before I knew who he was and his accolades and what he's done, the first thing I saw was this man with a mouth. I go, this mother effer is talking a lot of junk because he was a promoter for for Fight Lab. So I had fighters that we were putting on. I was coming from Warrior Warehouse. I was strength and conditioning coach. So that was my first introduction. I was like, man, this dude is talking. He was just brutalizing everybody. I said, man, okay, I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
Right. But then over time, you just learn what a guy has done for the sport. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's done so much for the sport that you can't help but give him his props and give him his respect for what he's contributed to the fight game. So how does it feel being a second generation fighter, coming from your dad's been doing it and now you're doing it?
That's another good question, and honestly, until the day, I hadn't really thought about that all too much. I want to say that, the natural thing is that there's a lot of pressure. Yeah. Obviously, I'm Cornbread's son. I'm this black belt. I run my own gym. A lot of people in this gym look up to me. I've got a lot of people that think I'm this great martial artist, and of course, I want to make them proud. But does it ever make me nervous or impede my mental in any way? No, not at all. I think it's exciting. I think it's exciting that my dad has given me something that is like the Instagram post that he made today. He said it's a family affair. It really is. I'm here, my little brother's here, my little sister's here, my stepmom's here. My girlfriend trains Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I hope every single one of us ends up being a Michael Allen black belt. Something similar to the Gracie family of the past.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, so now we get a little personal. What do you want the fans to know about you? What makes you you?
What makes me me? Well, I am probably the biggest nerd you will ever meet. If I'm not here, I'm at home, I'm playing video games, and I'm not just talking about like UFC 3 or NBA 2K or whatever. I play like nerdy video games, and I love it's my other passion. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be trying to be a pro gamer or whatever, because I'm competitive. Let's see, I like comic books, but really, I guess the one thing the fans need to know about me is that I love everything. I love life. I like experiencing things. There's some things that I won't do. Like, obviously, I don't want to jump out of a plane. I'm not scared of heights. I just think that's stupid. Yeah. So, I like every type of music. I like pretty much every type of food. If I haven't tried it, I'll try it, But pretty much all I do is train now, man. Okay. That's what I do.
All right. So you can honestly say that this is your passion.
This is my passion. This is what I do. I don't have a 9-to-5 to go back to. I don't work at McDonald's or anything like that. No, this is what I do. I wake up every morning and I come to the gym because it's what I love.
Okay. So we're gonna leave with this. I like letting people know something special. All right, tell the fans something that you always want to say to your dad.
Something
that you don't normally tell them, but you know you want to let them know.
Ooh, that's a really good one. That's a hard-hitting question, man. I want him to know that I appreciate everything he's done for me. You know, the good, the bad. Me and my dad have had a rocky relationship at some points in the past, and I want him to know that I believe in my heart that if those things hadn't transpired, I wouldn't be where I am right now, and I can't think of a single other place I'd rather be.
All right, you heard that. Oh, I have one more question. Where did the nickname come from?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that.
You want to get ready for that?
You got to ask that one. All right, so I was obviously, well, not obviously, some of you may not know, my dad's nickname is Cornbread. All right. Don't ask me how he got that nickname. That is the most convoluted story I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, no, we already know. It's already out there.
Yeah. And so I was rolling at Jeremy Arell's. I think this was when my dad was training under Jeremy. And I think one of Jeremy's purple belts at the time, John something, mentioned that I was wonderful at jiu-jitsu and I was the son of bread. So he started calling me Wonderbread.
Okay.
So then, interestingly enough, I go to college and my wrestling teammates, I went to UNC Pembroke, which is a very, it's a very ethnic school. You know, I think it's one of the rare cases where the white population is actually outnumbered significantly by the minorities. So I go there. I'm biracial, in case anyone didn't know. I went there, and they started taking the name Wonderbread as I'm brown on the outside, but I'm white on the inside. That kind of irritated me a little bit, you know, but it's whatever.
Okay. So you proud of the name? You're gonna roll with it in the cage?
I'm gonna roll with it. You know,
okay.
I tried thinking about some other nicknames. You know, like the Experiment or the Prodigy or the Mauler. I'm like, that's not me. It's like, I'm not a mean guy. If you saw me on the street, you wouldn't think twice about me. You know, I'm Wonderbread.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? And everybody loves Wonderbread.
That's what's up. It's true. That's true. Wonderbread has a history.
It's good, man.
All right. Once again, tell everybody who you are, where you train, and who your dad is.
Name's Eddie Allen. Eddie Wonderbread Allen. I train at Checkmat, Charlotte, and my dad is Michael Cornbread Allen.
All right, you heard it. First episode, this is Coach D. First episode of Growing the Sport. We'll be showcasing new talent and where they want to go and how they want to get there. Like I said, it's Coach D. To hear from me again. Peace out.